All right, my friends, I have a special guest today. This is someone that I never expected to have in my life, and yet he's a brother from another mother. This fellow has 5 kids just like me. He's a serious businessman just like me, and I'm extremely stoked to have him on with me today. Today, you get to see Chris Williams. He is an amazing man. And like I said, you're going to have a chance to hear what his story is all about and how he is changing the world. For those of you that know me, I am Dean Shouldice Brown, a father of 5, like I just said, professional businessman, holistic life coach, digital online marketer. And for those of you that are watching, this is live on Facebook, as you know. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. Feel free to ask some questions towards the end of the interview. Make some comments. Let me know what you have in mind or what you'd like to know from Chris. I know that oftentimes people don't know what to ask, so we don't hear anything, but that's okay. I still know love to have you here. So here we go, my friends. Happy to have you here. Chris.
Dean, super stoked about this. Like I mentioned a minute ago, this is the last thing on my day. And I love interviews at the end of the day because I get to just kind of put it all down, chill out, and just coast in. And man, this is really fun. So thanks for letting me coast it in right here.
Awesome, brother. Happy to have you here. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say to the outside world and how you share. And of course, just to get everything going, I'm going to ask you what it is that happened in your life that inspired you to be the man you are today.
You know, I hate to dive deep and get into scary stuff right off the bat, but let's just do it. Because the truth of it is, I mean, really, that we go through hard times, right? We all have a hard 2020, or we have a hard childhood, or we had a hard relationship that didn't work out, or an illness or significant job loss, something like that. We have stuff going on. And ultimately, as much as I hate to say it, that stuff has shaped me to be who I am today. And I honestly don't think I'd be where I am in my life. And I was going to say successful, but that sounds too trite. But I don't think I'd be where I am as an income producer, as a dad, as a husband, as a next door neighbor, as a community member in my town, doing podcasts. I don't think this would be part of my world if hard times hadn't happened. So I would say it's learning to overcome and take steps forward that's actually made me who I am today, if that's the way to put it, and a lot of good therapy.
Well, you can't get to the right place without a bit of help, right?
Yeah, you got to have coaches and therapists around. That's for sure.
That's right. That's awesome, brother. And what is your expertise, and what is it that you like to do most in life?
Man, I absolutely love in this order, hanging out with Jill. That's my wife. We've been married 22 years, been together for 27 years. She's the coolest girl ever. That's so fun. Second up, and I'm not just saying this because I'm supposed to, I have 5 kids. They're all 13 to 20. What a fantastic age. I love teenagers. So much fun. Next up is skateboarding. I love being on any board. Skateboarding, longboarding, surfboarding, snowboarding, wakeboarding. If it's a board, I'm on it. Like when I'm not with Jill or my kids, I am blowing my eardrums out with my AirPods and on a board somewhere.
Awesome.
And then hanging out with you, Dean. Number 4, hanging out with Dean.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. And that's that. I'm honored. And it's how you keep your boyish figure, being out and keeping exercising and being inspired by being one with nature and all that sort of thing. So I can relate to that, brother, and I'm proud to hear that. Awesome. Good work. And what would be the specific topic that you'd like to talk about today? Is there something particular you'd like to talk about?
You know, if we could dive in, I think what's most relevant to many of us is making transitions in life. So if it's 2020, or if it's something hard you've gone through, a job loss, or if you just got this dream you're trying to accomplish, or if it's a fitness goal, if it's I just don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to take that big family vacation or experience on it. Whatever it is, whatever you're trying to transform to, I think learning those initial steps to making transformation, not just unicorns, rainbows, and hope, but actually tangible, real next step things. That's the thing I'd like to talk about. That's on my heart today.
So what would be maybe your biggest piece of advice in that area?
Okay. First up, and it has to start with this. It has to start with a vision. And that sounds like, well, sure, Chris, everybody's going to talk vision, but no, it really does need to start with a vision first, because the vision allows us to know what it is we're trying to go for, what we're going to want to accomplish.
That's right.
And without that vision, I think we lose track of how important it is and how much we want to overcome the small obstacles as we go along.
Yes. Yeah.
So for me, and everybody's got to make their own call here, but for me, my vision several years ago, I'd say 8-9 years ago, was I was working 14, 16-hour days. I was an entrepreneur already. I'd already left the 9 to 5. But oh my gosh, most of us who get into entrepreneurship learn quickly that we were doing it for more money and more time freedom. And we didn't get either.
That's right.
So I was working 14-hour days and just barely paying the bills and watching my kids grow up. And I wasn't spending time with them. Not just, yeah, I could make the occasional little league game, but it was the like, no, I want to go places. I want to take long trips. I want to be in an amazing life with these kids. So I started thinking, what would it take for me to take a 2-week vacation in the summer, and then another week around Christmas, and then a full week off at Thanksgiving, and actually buy plane tickets, buy hotels, go to resorts, do the thing? Like, how big of a bite would that be? And it was basically double our current income.
Wow.
So I had to create that vision and see that space and see what I wanted. And then I realized I got to make more money, and I got to have the time to take off to do that.
That's right.
And I realized that if I just took off 2 weeks a year in the summer, and maybe on the holidays a little more, I wasn't actually getting to know my kids. I was just getting to know them on a vacation. It's the day in, day out.
That's right. That's right.
So then I added to the vision. Okay, I want to double the income for the trips, but I also want to cut the work hours, not just so I can take 4 weeks total off a year. I want to cut the work hours so I can be home every day of the year when they roll in from school.
Beautiful.
And that's what started me down this track that I'm currently on, Dean, which is really building a lot of efficiencies and code cracking into my personal life and my business life, where it generates income in less time. I know that's the magic sauce that everybody wants, but it's so doable. It's just mechanics. And that's what allowed me to start learning and reading and consuming podcasts like this, just to figure it out and fighting that and doing the steps I was learning to reach that vision.
Cool. Awesome. And that, that's amazing how powerful that is, because you're not alone, my friend. Everybody is going through this, and even more so after 2020. We're into 2021. We've learned our lessons from 2020. We have an example that's been set for us. We know what we're up against. Mm-hmm. So what would be the biggest piece of advice that you would share with somebody that's facing this?
First of all, it's just being honest with where you are right now. For me, as a dad and as a guy, I think guys are way worse at this than girls are. We suck at being honest and being authentic with where we currently are. That might hurt our pride, and we really suck at admitting how that feels. Mm-hmm. Yep. So for me, it's on a daily basis. Where am I really? Where am I really? Being really honest with that. And I have a couple of close friends around me that I can tell that to. Like, this is where I really am, either emotionally or financially or physically or spiritually or, mentally or relationally, whatever. This is where I really am. And I want to change that. And here's the action I'm going to take.
Yes.
And here's what I feel about that. Well, I'm currently frustrated or mad or embarrassed or whatever. And I don't want that anymore. So I want to take this action. And will you walk with me on that journey? And having a couple of friends, a support group around, and being honest with where I am and where I want to go and how it feels is the starting place. Honestly.
Yeah. That's powerful. That's powerful, because as you spoke, I was thinking to myself, wow, you're so authentic already, and you're laying it on the line, and you're being real. You're not hiding anything about who you are, what you need, how you feel. And that leads me to wonder, there's got to be something out there, a myth or something that everybody believes that they shouldn't be believing. Can you speak to that?
Oh yeah. Again, I don't think this is, I was going to say, again, this is probably worse for guys than for girls, but I don't think that. Having just worked with a lot of different people, I think this is just universal human DNA. We really do believe that we're not as good, as pretty, as fast, as strong, as smart, as capable as the next person that's in our social media feed. Yeah. We really freaking believe that. I would put a different expletive there if I could. This is a family show. So I mean, we really believe that, and it's so wrong. You and I are who we are. And anyone listening to this, watching this, we're who we are. Own you. You're you. And if you're trying to attract another person for a relationship personally or for business relationships, or if you're trying to just be the best you can be today with your 5-mile jog, whatever, be you. And settle in on that of being you, not settling in on who you are and who you want to be, like settling for life. But I'm saying settling in and being okay with you today. And if you want to make a change to step up, do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it to be like the next person on Instagram.
That's right.
Do it for you.
Authentic self. You got to be, if it isn't coming from the inside, my friend, it's not something you can keep doing, because you need to love what you're doing. And if it doesn't come from the inside, there's no love.
Yeah.
You're basing yourself on the external. You're basing yourself on what you think other people are thinking, and you're not being right for yourself. That's awesome. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. And when you think along these lines, it always makes someone else wonder, what in the world would be your biggest lesson that you've gone through that you could share with people to help them not stumble on that sort of thing?
You know, for me, as hard as this is, it's a daily battle. I wish I could say that, 3 years ago, I was sitting in this resort on the beach and I had this epiphany and I haven't struggled since that. No, I struggle with being me when I'm alone. I struggle with being me when I'm out walking my dog. I struggle with being me when I'm wearing a tuxedo and walking into a charity event. I struggle with being me when I'm on camera like this. No matter how fancied up or casualed out I am, I'm always worried about me and if I'm good enough. So for me, it's a constant daily choice to remind myself, here's who I am right now. And here's who I want to be. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm going to focus my attention on. It's just a daily choice.
It is. And a lot of people try to complicate it and they don't realize it's as simple as that. And one of the most powerful things is where we get the ability to find that truth in ourselves. And that leads me to wonder, who would have been or what would have been your greatest inspiration to come to that place for you?
So I guess I would say two things, and they're going to be wildly different. One of them is Tim Ferriss. Sounds silly. The guy who wrote 4-Hour Workweek, great life hacker. Definitely not a spiritual headspace, mindset coach. That's not his gig. He is a life hacker. But Tim is one of those people who just doesn't care that everybody else is doing it a certain way, like the way he's wired. I don't know. Maybe he struggles with it too. But he, reading his material, listening to his podcast, I've never met the human, but following along with him just gave me some confidence to be like, I want to do things different too, because I'm different and I want to be me. That was a confidence boost for me. I've just continued to, rely on a lot of that mindset stuff that he's got going, maybe naturally. I don't know. Second, mentioned therapy a minute ago. I can't say enough about investing in yourself. If you got stuff you got to work on, hire somebody in your area or on Zoom, wherever you can find a good person who's qualified that you can trust, to be open and honest with and say, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. What do I have to get past in my own head and my own heart to start taking action? Because all of this action, being a great dad, being a great husband, being a great business person, being a great community member, all of it starts in our heads and our hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the word heart, and both you and I are very powerful with being true to our hearts, because that's how we can be true to ourselves and how we can help other people, how we can give value, how we can help other people see what they need to do to grow for themselves. What is the one thing that you're hoping to accomplish in what you do as a heart-driven entrepreneur? What is the one thing you're focusing on?
It's transforming other people. It's easy to answer that one. There's nothing that feeds my soul more on a daily basis than seeing people change in a positive way. And yet investing in people at that level is exhausting at times. So I'm constantly working on how can I create ways where I can impact the next generation of person. I don't mean a generation younger than me. I mean the next iteration of the information transfer process. and the life change process. How can I help someone through that in a way that transforms them and still lets me be me without trying to be some, social media influencer in a way that's not authentic? And that's my game. I mean, that's what I love doing. That's me out skateboarding or surfing is me recharging the batteries and being me. And I frequently wonder, the investment bankers that I know in town, the nonprofit leaders I know in town, the other white collar folks out there, I frequently wonder, do they see me on the street skateboarding and think, what a freaking idiot? I don't know, but I need to be me because I need to recharge so I can invest in other people. But what's interesting, back to just being our authentic selves. Every time I see one of those people in a restaurant or something, like, did I see you out doing something the other day? They're like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I had that freedom. And I've realized when we're ourselves, it's attractive.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Yeah. Super powerful, super powerful. And to get through to this place, to find this, you mentioned the book that made the difference for you, 4-hour work week. You mentioned how you don't let other people's thoughts about you determine what you're going to do. You're going to be you. And that's super powerful for people to understand today, because so many people are caught up in the external, driving them and hiding their feelings and not being their true self and being that traditional man where you got to be tough, you can't cry. All these things that just pile on and stop us from being who we are. And that makes me wonder, we all have to learn a lesson somewhere along the line that helps us throw that off. And I'm sure you've experienced so many things, but is there one lesson that you could share with us that's made the biggest difference? And how would you share that with everybody?
Yeah, again, I just going to go back to a therapist that I used to work with early on when I was 27. I finally started getting some help for some stuff that was going on in my life. Traumatic childhood, really abusive home. And I was suicidal at that point as a young adult with 3 or 4 kids. I was ready to be done. So yeah, there's stuff from trauma growing up. Definitely that was the big focus of a lot of things to work on. But I remember that therapist telling me, I was working a corporate job, suit and tie all day. I remember that therapist telling me, you got to start being you and unwinding this tightly wound spring.
Yeah.
You know, when you pull the tape measure out, all the way out, and it's like, you hear that, it's like squeaking. That was me. And there's yards and yards of life there. Some of it's trauma, some of it's bad relationships, some of it's just, I wasn't a good fit for a corporate job. Lots of stuff there. And I had to start letting that yards, the inches, the feet go back into the tape measure, releasing and lowering the stress. And then it's okay to extend 1, 2, 3, 4 yards at a time when you're out there doing life, but not being all the way out at the 50-yard mark.
At the limit. Yeah.
Backing it down, being authentic. And I remember that guy telling me to sell at that point, I had a Lexus, an LX 470, those big, Lexus SUVs, like the Land Cruiser Lexus version. I remember him telling me, what do you wish you drove? And I was like, well, Lexus, I mean, I'm a financial guy, I got to do it. He's like, no, what do you really wish you? I was like, dude, I want to beat up old Chevy pickup truck like I had in high school. He's like, all right, so why not? Well, my clients, what are they going to think about me? He's like, you need to go freaking sell your Lexus and buy a pickup truck because you're going to be blown away. Your clients are going to want to go in the parking lot and see your old pickup truck because they're going to wish they had one.
Right.
I tried it and it worked. People freaking loved the beater. And that was the thing. And I realized, oh my gosh, it was kind of the crack in the door open. I could see inside and I was like, I want to go in there some more.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's powerful. And, you've talked about lessons. We've talked about, all these different things. And it makes me wonder, there has to be one person that's made the biggest difference in your life. Are you able to share that with us?
Yeah, I can definitely share that. That'd be Jill, my wife. And she will probably never hear this. I don't think that's your audience. I'm in the recording studio at the back far end of our house. There's no way she's hearing me say that right now. But it's Jill. And it's Jill because she's my person and we've stayed solid on being each other's person. And our marriage is by no means perfect. It's marriage, right? It's partnership with 2 humans who are completely messed up and trying to figure out life. That's us. we might be 49, 51% bad, good days, or 60, 40, more good than bad, but there's definitely stress.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
point is, though, that we do life together, and I know that she's got my back and I've got hers. And I think we have done each other more good than any other human who's influenced either one of us, because we're right there. I want what's best for her. She wants best for me. I know not everybody gets lucky enough to have that in their life, but
No, that's right.
for me, that's been Jill.
That's powerful, my friend. That's super powerful to have that foundation. That's someone that you know has your back. It is so powerful. It's so powerful. And when we go through these things and we are experiencing these challenges, it's so comforting and reassuring to know that that person's there. Right? And it's super powerful. It helps us be more confident in our business. It helps us be more real in the moment by moment. And that just makes such a huge difference in our lives. So I'm getting to the point where I'm running out of questions, my friend, because you're such a good question answerer. Is there something that you'd like to share that I haven't asked you yet?
I guess since we're both dads, and I think a lot of folks who follow you are dads and guys in their own communities, it's really just stepping up and being the people that we wished we had as dads, being the granddad we wish we had. Maybe you had a great dad or granddad. It's politics, right?
Yeah.
Being the man you wish the current or outgoing president was. We're so quick. Being the football coach you wish you saw when you're watching football instead of yelling at the TV. We're so quick at saying, oh, so-and-so is such an idiot, such a jerk, such a poor strategist, whatever. So we've identified, here's the cool thing. We've identified something that we know could be better.
Yes.
But the thing to do is to just pause for a minute and be like, how can I put that trait that I wish I saw in that person in my life? How can I make me a little better? Because I can't really change a politician by yelling at the TV. Yeah. And I can't change who the previous generations in my family were as men.
Right.
But I definitely can do my part. And if I do my part, I know the next generation, if I got kids or not, will have a better shot at seeing a human play it out in a really pretty decent way. Yeah. And have a really good shot at being an awesome person out here in our little floating around rock in space.
Right. And it's amazing that we can have that opportunity to be inspired, because for me, it was I had a rough life as being brought up by a very, very powerful father, if you want to call it that. And it was one of those things where I was taught to be that way, no emotions. Love is better. Hate is better than love. It gives you more strength, and don't ever show any weakness and all that sort of stuff. And for me, the most powerful thing was breaking that pattern. Right? Because as soon as you realize that you're not doing something right and you need to make it better, that's not the whole story. You still got to get to that place where you can find a way to break that pattern. And sometimes we don't know how to do that. And so what would be, maybe from business, as a dad, as a husband, what would be the biggest resource, the biggest thing that you fall back on to help you focus on that and maintain that?
For me, it's number one, having a professional to help me grow. That'd be a coach, or it could be a therapist. It depends on the issue. If it's business trying to grow, and get a coach. If it's personal stuff you're trying to heal from or work through, get a therapist, right? If it's physical health maintenance, get a personal physical health coach, whatever. Having someone in a category of life that you're trying to work on who's an expert and who sees 1,000 other people a year,
right,
is really amazing, because they just see it. They can call a spade and help you through it. Secondly, it's having a core group of friends. Like, most of us are lucky if we have one or two close friends anytime in your life.
Right.
Trying to build a few people, one or two friends who you can truly be authentic with. Say, here's where I'm really at. Can you just, I'm gonna let you know next Friday. I'm gonna shoot you a text and just let you know, hey, I did those 3 things I told you I'd do that my therapist or my coach or whatever told me to do. I ran that extra mile. I had that conversation with my loved one. I made those extra sales calls in my business, whatever. Just somebody that is waiting for that text on Friday helps you take the action you learned to take from the professional.
Awesome. I love it. And that's exactly how I approach it, because there's no such thing as being able to do it all alone.
No.
Right? You just can't do it alone, my friend. It's not possible. And anybody that thinks they can do it alone is in a place where they really need the help more than anybody else, because they're already stuck in that rut thinking they can, right? And you and I both have been through enough to know that that's not true. Mm-hmm. So business advice, what would be, if someone's trying to have a career as a digital agency builder or as a mastermind creator, what would be your biggest hack to help them to get to that place?
You know, I think a lot of it comes down to communication. And being a business owner in any space, I own digital agencies that are creative, like marketing agencies, and I own a mastermind program, as you know. And the thing that helps me the most is probably just practicing doing it, practicing calling clients, practicing calling prospects, not practicing like in the mirror, but like calling them, doing it, trying to get referrals, trying and not quitting, trying to get Facebook lives going, trying to go on Instagram live, whatever your thing is that you want to be better at, it's doing it. And unfortunately, you're going to look back at anything you do 10 years from now or 6 months from now and be like, oh my gosh, who was that? That was so embarrassing. But you got to go through that moment, you know? I used to play soccer, football, European soccer when I was a kid. Love that game. That is the only sport I currently follow is football, but we call it soccer here in the States.
Yeah.
And I remember the like second or third game in, I was like 7 or 8 years old playing for the local YMCA. I was out playing, practicing, doing my thing, real game, real life, just like we're doing here. And I kicked the ball in the wrong goal.
Wow.
I was super stoked. I made a goal, freaking goal, but nobody was hollering for me except the guys I didn't know in the other colored shirts. And then I realized, oh crap, but that's life, right? Until we do it, we don't do it. And so getting out there and being brave enough to continue the work, even when we get knocked down.
There you go. So perfect. I love that, because that lets everybody know that it's okay to make a mistake.
Oh yeah.
Right. You can move forward from a mistake. It's the moving forward from the mistake that makes the difference, right? Mm-hmm. If you make that mistake and you shut down and you give up, your journey's over. You're never going to cross the finish line. You're never going to find success. It doesn't matter how many coaches, your mentors, or all those things that you do. If you stop, you've stopped.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I really, really appreciate you today, Chris, because there's a lot of people that can benefit from what you do. And I appreciate what you do personally on a personal level. You've made a difference for me already in my life. We connected just because that's the way the world is. And then we've developed a relationship that I really appreciate and value. And I know that that's how it works today. There is, we've got to start from that heart-oriented approach. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be there. You have to start from there. You have to stay there, and you have to keep going, because that's where the value is. That's where the power is. That's where the transformation is. So thank you so much for today, Chris. Where can everybody reach you? I'm going to put up your Facebook. Is there something else that you'd like to say?
You know, that is the best place. Facebook, we all have a love-hate relationship with Facebook, but Chris Williams HQ is my handle at Facebook, Chris Williams HQ. So just type that in Facebook and you'll see me there. If you want to reach out, shoot me a message there and we'll figure it out. We'll pick it up and we can, have a way to communicate. And that's probably the best thing to do, man. Awesome. It's great. I just love hanging out with people and always willing to help, man. I'm so thrilled that you let me hang out with you and your audience today. What a cool opportunity.
I really enjoyed it too, my brother, because you've made my day just like I hope I've made yours. So that's been really good. That's really good. And you get to go on the board now, my friend.
Yeah, it's skating time.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Everybody was getting so much value they didn't have any questions, because the questions have been answered. So that's awesome. And by all means, have a great day, my friend, and we'll catch up with you next time.
Thanks, Dean. Have a good one.